Hello, guys, and welcome back to Valerical Podcast. And today we are going to talk about my life in general, like we do always. I don't have a specific topic about what I want to tell you. I think so, but I have like some ideas. So I'm going to tell about this week and last week that I had. And actually, it was crazy because before previous Friday, I just like was super anxious. And on Friday, I had a school celebration. It was like the end of school, and we had a concert. We danced there. We just like gathered with our family, with classmates, and it was just like a huge gathering. But before that, I think 2 days in a row, I was really freaking anxious. And I think that it was the first thing that I thought about in the morning. It was actually about my university. Basically, I'm consumed by the worry about it, and I know that it is okay for me because it is important for me. So I think that it is okay to be worried about that because it means that it is important to me. It's not like that I don't care about it. But I was so really anxious, and for example, I just like got up at 7, and like in 1 minute, I just like started to think about it. So it was that crazy, and I couldn't do anything just like throughout all day. I just like thought about it, and like whole thoughts they consumed my mind, and I just like could do literally nothing. And the biggest problem, I think, that because I wasn't productive the days before that, so I just like started to be anxious about the university, and probably I think that it is like some higher self that guides me to just like, for example, start working on some part of application or just like start worrying about some like point of all of it because I just need to do that in that specific time. So I believe also on in that, but like before that I wasn't productive, and it means I was just like watching the Owl House a lot. I was productive, but I wasn't that productive in my sort of way, just like that I felt my whole schedule was education. So I just like had a lot of free time. Sometimes I could scroll on TikTok or just like do literally nothing, and it's all. So I started to think a lot, and this thought process, it just like disturbed my sleep, and I just could not be that calm and peaceful as I was before. So that celebration passed. The next day, I went to one interesting event. It was actually from a volunteering project that I participated in. And it was just like a game. And I also went there with my friends, with my previous team, and like in which I worked in that volunteering project. And it was really fun, I would consider. And it was a lot of group work. It wasn't something that I expected. I thought that it's going to be more intellectual, but actually it was more like discussions, and just like we spent a really good time, but it wasn't what I expected, yes. And I would not say that it was something that my soul craves, that I deeply enjoy, and I'm inspired like to live, because let's say that it was educational, it was like more of a political stuff. It was just like working in groups, trying to just like get to one specific conclusion, and we were like in different teams. So it was like that, but it wasn't in intellectual sense interesting for me, because I thought that it's going to be, for example, about one group we had to know a specific knowledge about, for example, I don't know, like medicine or media and other stuff. It wasn't like that, so I was disappointed a bit by it, but it was okay. Then I was my friends. We went out and it was really fun. Also, we went to the restaurant. I wasn't that hungry and I just like ordered a piece of cake. But what actually interesting was about that restaurant, it was our waitress, and I think that she was so interesting and beautiful. She was actually a new one there, and I don't know, something about her appearance, her light in her eyes. It just, I think that it set my mood for all day because the weather wasn't the best, and we were on the terrace outside, and it was just like also a little bit windy. So yeah, it wasn't like the most awesome outcome, but she was really amazing and sweet. I'm grateful for her to be in my day. And actually, the day passed, and I was so tired on my way home. We were at a bus, and it was completely filled with people. It was crazy. It was, and I didn't speak with my friends. They chatted, but I was like, no, please do not touch me, do not speak to me because I'm so freaking tired. So after bus, I went to my grandmother and I spent time there. I was also super anxious. I started to think about my university and about all that stuff. And in general, I had a lot of thoughts about everything. I cannot even explain it to you if you just like do not encounter it on day-to-day basis, that you have like so many thoughts in your head, especially before you're sleeping. I don't think that I can explain it to you even, because you just cannot be quiet, and many questions rise at your head, and you just like spontaneous. And it can be about everything. You can start thinking about your day, and you can come to conclusion about, I don't know, how universe works, or how it, I don't know, just like how universe works. For example, it's something that interests me, so probably I can come to that conclusion, but it is like that. So I was also pretty anxious. I try to distract myself with the movies that my grandmother turned on. I just like watched it, but in the morning I got up at first at 4 and I became anxious. Then I was like, okay, let's think about my upcoming event, that is gonna be my prom, that is gonna be this Saturday. So I was like, yes, we are gonna think about it. I just like pushed aside the thoughts about a university, and I just like concentrated solely on prom. So I fell asleep again, and I got up at 8 with the same exact problem. I just like couldn't overcome it this time. So I got up, I had a breakfast, I decided, okay, let's just do something. I did my Duolingo as my habit. I just do it in German because I must practice it. And then I started to scroll TikTok just like to distract myself a little bit. And it was weekends, so I let myself to have break from all my education, my studies, my learning, just like push it aside. So I was like, okay, let's just sit. And a lot of TikToks about astronomy popped up. And again, I felt so truly inspired. I even thought actually about like some education in astronomy fields. I don't know, like astrophysics. But I think that it's gonna be my second education. I don't know. I'm really passionate about that subject. I like right now, I decided that I'm gonna watch podcasts, I'm gonna read books, I'm gonna learn myself. But then, if I will come to that path eventually, it's gonna be like that. And about university in general, for me, it's like really important. I'm so inspired by the idea of university for like I think for 4 years right now, and for me, it's really important to get in. But I was like, okay, my world is not gonna explode if I do not get in. Even though I know that it is not that hard, it is just like the document process. It can take longer, so it can be impossible because of that. I was like, okay, my world is not gonna explode and take it one gap year. It's not that crazy. Even though I will have to do IELTS again, I can do it. I have done it before, so it's not impossible. But I was just like, no, I wanted this year, and my mind was sad that like the world is gonna end if I'm not gonna get this year. But I just tried to calm myself down. I was like, no, I was said it's okay. If it's not gonna be this year, it is meant to be the next year or the next year or whatever year it has to be. And probably I'm gonna change my mind about a major. And about this stuff, I actually thought that if I'm not gonna get in next year, I'm gonna apply and probably I'm gonna change major to like astronomy or something like that. Probably it would be a sign that I need to start my career in different field. It is something that scares me, I think, because right now I decided that I'm gonna apply for artificial intelligence, and it is something that I'm interested in. For example, one university I have, it is artificial intelligence, and what interests me, it is specifically that I'm gonna be working like it is basically intelligence. It is also your taking knowledge how people think and put it into your program, and you're investigating languages, how people speak, and just like putting also in this intelligent system. Also making applications because I have programming courses and we learn how to do applications, and I can implement, for example, my AI knowledge with this application knowledge, and it's gonna be like really powerful, and I would have so much knowledge, and it would be really good. I would be so, I don't know, like intelligent and smart in that sphere, and it really flatters me, and I'm so happy about it. And it is something that I truly love. The second major that I have also that I apply to, it is robotics and AI, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be more about robots, and it is something that also excites me. When I was 14 years old, I watched Inside Job. It is cartoon, it is more like not for kids, let's say, but she made robots, and it was for me some like expiring fact. It wasn't like that positive as that cartoon actually, but the fact that she made it, it was inspiring to me. And in general, I always thought for some type of reason that I want to create my personal robot that is going to be intelligent. I will do a lot of different, I don't know, like stuff, moves, and just like also have like its specific intelligence. So it's going to be interesting to interact with. And right now, my sister is gonna get a present for her birthday. It's gonna be like a little robot, and he does a little bit of recent stuff, and he's just like a little friend. I do not remember the name of it, but I know that it just like is gonna be cool. And I looked at that robot not a way as a present and what he actually can do, but in a way that it can be my career path and I can choose to make something like that too. So it was also interesting. I don't know. I'm in two minds about like these two career paths. And like about astronomy, I think that all this physics and astronomy world, it is not even like about math. It's more about like philosophy and like thinking and just like believing, I think, in miracles. I know that yes, it is calculations because you have to prove it, you have to analyze a lot of stuff, but still, it just, I don't know, I'm just like really captured, I would say, by that whole entertaining stuff. So I don't know. Probably, if not this year, probably I'm gonna take another path. but I'm not sure. So I think that I'm gonna decide it later. We are gonna go with the flow, and I'm gonna learn on my own because for me it is really important. And actually, right now, sometimes I try to overload myself a little more, and I'm just like not thinking about one stuff, let's say, but let's say that I'm exposed to some opportunities that my brain says me that I must do them because I don't know, like some inner conflict. But basically, I know that right now I do not need it because I'm gonna move and I'm gonna just like have different stuff going on. It's not something that I want to concentrate on, and it's actually not stuff that I'm interested in. And I like my brain would think that it's just like a waste of time, even though later in life it's gonna be important. Like I make it seem like it is important, but it just like basically, for example, it's gonna be important for some application if you apply, for example, to university in America, you know? Just like in that for application it's gonna be really good, like some events that you I don't know, just like you go to or participate in, I don't know. And my brain says me that okay, you must do that, you must find a lot of these events and participate in them, but basically also I think that it's just like a waste of time because you're learning something, but I just do not understand what. Because for me it is important to know facts, just like sitting on my own, just like exploring some topic, for example learning some formulas, or just like doing some projects, learning words, reading. It's just like I know that it's me, I'm responsible for that. I'm just like putting an effort to be consistent, just like to sit on my own. I'm not obligated to do that, but I just like feel responsible for it because it is me. It's not that I do that project for somebody else. So it is because of that I also feel slightly like I don't know, overworked and anxious too because I start to worry about that, but it doesn't even matter. So I just like try to put it aside. And from recent stuff, yesterday I was really super duper productive. I actually also cooked. I started my cooking journey recently because I must acquire these skills. And it is interesting, probably not the best hobby that I have ever had, but it is fun. And also, I got electronics, robotics box. It is Arduino complete starter kit R3, and yesterday I decided that I'm gonna start working on that because I got it the day prior, and I just like downloaded in general like all stuff that was needed. I made through first and second lesson on that specific tutorials that they provide. And also I watch one guy on YouTube who explains these tutorials to me because I think that I love more visualization and videos than just like reading. I mean about instructions. So I watched him and I started to do third lesson. I was slightly disappointed because it wasn't working for me. I don't know. Probably I was just like too sleepy to do something because it was all like almost 9 in the evening, and I just like try to fall asleep at 10 or 10:20, and my brain doesn't work in that period of time. So I could be just like a little bit sloppy with that. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and I know that I'm gonna make it work because I always do, and it just like takes time. I just need to be more concentrated on that, and everything is gonna be good. So I'm super excited. I actually can show you this box. It is right here. Here's are a lot of details. So it just like slightly crazy stuff. I love it. It looks really cool, and it is like in my robotics type of sphere. I'm just like really enjoying that. And also I started to learn astronomy again. I mean, like I start to read again because I had like moments that I stopped learning it because I was overwhelmed with school and my courses because I had a lot of homework there and I just like couldn't manage to devote 3 or like 2 hours at least to study. For example, just like to study one page and like second page and just like analyze all material, read it, uh, just like check it with ChatGPT, my understanding. If I do not understand something, he tries to explain me that I explain it to him and he says, yes, it is good. No, it's not good. You do not understand it exactly. I'm going to explain to you again. So it is basically my work with artificial intelligence in that like learning sphere. I mean, like with ChatGPT. And then I also write it down. I try to understand it again. And yes, it is basically how I learn astronomy. And I have an amazing book. Oh my God, I love it. I just love it. And I'm so grateful for the fact that at first I wanted to order one book, like one specific one. And I sent it to my father. And for some type of reason, he didn't. Buy it, and I think it was, I don't know, remember because of what, but I'm just like grateful that it happened because that or like this book popped up that I have right now, and it is everything that I have hoped for, and I think that I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's also really near to me, and I'm just gonna show it. Oh my god, look at it. It's just like so thick. I don't think that on video it looks that big as it is in reality, but just like look at my face and at this book. So yes, and it has a lot of different beautiful pictures. Like look at it. I think that everybody would love to read it, and yes, it's just like truly amazing. I am only at the beginning of it. I have read only 60 pages. Yes. No, like 54 pages. At my next page, I think that this page I'm gonna explore today in the evening. Because after this podcast, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm just gonna have some workout. And I have to do that because I'm gonna have prom and I wanna look good. So, yes, and this stuff I'm gonna learn in the evening or just like after finishing this podcast because I'm gonna have some time. Yes. So I'm super excited and I love learning. I know I'm freaking obsessed. And before I had a problem that I think that I do not know enough, and I have this problem right now, but it's just like try to switch myself to the fact that I do not want to be like super intelligent or just like, but I'm not like passionate about learning, but just like I do not concentrate on intelligence. So I just want to concentrate on curiosity. That I'm just like curious person. I don't want to explore and stuff, and it's just like basically all. It is basically a reality. I'm super curious. I want to know every freaking fact and explore every subject. But just like I need my brain to understand it too, and it has to be solid. Also, I wanted to tell about mental state and just like in general, I think sometimes I have a period of time where I think that, okay, I fixed everything in my inner world because I do a lot of inner work, like by listening to a lot of podcasts. Sometimes it's just like reading books, but it's not something that I do frequently because I love reading romanticism more and it's just like more about understanding people. But still, I can have some moments that I read like some that are more scientific. It can be not a book, but it can be like some articles. Rarely, but possible. So it is mainly podcasts that I listen to, and I just like try to fix every crack that I have. And when I reach this super peaceful state, when where everything is fixed, and I know that it's not correct to think like that. Something is gonna be not like broken or like some problems are gonna arise, but it's just like I don't know. I just need everything to be fixed. And when I'm in that peaceful state, a time goes by, and I know that at some point something is gonna happen again. I'm gonna be like super anxious as I was before, because before it was my natural state to be anxious, and I just try to not enjoy it right now when I have it, because I just like it is familiar to me, and it is not enjoyable, but my brain thinks that it is, because it was constant states that I was in for many years of my life. And right now that I'm like that peaceful self, and I just like I do not sabotage myself. I do not do freaking anything. I do like my normal routines that I did before, just like to be peaceful. And it just like something slips in, and just like start to be anxious again. And it is like right now it is mainly about a university, so just like it's just like present. And I did not know what to do with this fact, and this anxiety rises there sometimes from like some different reasons. And for example, recently also when I had that anxious state, but I like didn't think about a university. I just like thought about some random stuff. I just like my brain just like did the usual overthinking process, and it was like about such simple things like I don't know, paying the bill, or just like going to the gym, or just like going for a walk, and something spontaneous is gonna happen. And I know that it can be solved easily, and it can even not occur, but I just think about it and I'm anxious about it, and I just cannot do anything with that. And I tried that mind stilling meditation from Akatar Burke. I would not say that it helps me, because I did it for 3 days. I think that some stuff happened and it helped me, but I wasn't anxious in that time. But then I got anxious, and I tried to do it before sleeping, but it didn't work for me. I just did not know why. So I started to listen to rain sounds before I go to sleep, and it is working for me right now. I do it for 4 days straight, I think. So it is pretty good. I'm just gonna cope with that. And I know I will. Like, so soon, everything is gonna end, and I'm just gonna think about something else. We will see about what it's gonna be. So, right now, I'm just like super excited. I'm truly am. Right now, I'm not that anxious self for some type of reason. I was, I think, till Sunday. Yes, on Monday, everything started to build up again, like my calm self. I just like started to listen to more podcasts. Also, oh my god, guys, I know what happened. On Sunday in the evening, I read Astronomy Book, and I think that I came alive again because I understood how huge this world is, and actually, it is really interesting how people live in one small town for the rest of their life. It is actually not interesting, it is scary. And I live in a small city. I do not plan to live it like till I die. But the fact is that right now, like, I think that countries are small, like, every country is small, like, in general our planet is small and solar system is small, because we have such a huge universe and a lot of space and a lot of planets and galaxies that it is freaking crazy, and we are just like trapped here. It's not like the best way to think of that, like trapped here, but we are just like so microscopic that it blows my mind. So I think that it just like gave me some hope for some reason, and I was so passionate about that. So on Monday I started to be my productive self again, and I have actually a planner for the day. Like, it is like that. And here we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and whatever days we have. And I just like fill one gap. For example, I just like mark it and put, for example, I have learned astronomy. Like, second gap, I have listened to a podcast. Second gap, I did a Pilates workout. So it is basically like that. And the more gaps I fill, the better I feel. I know that probably it's just slightly detrimental to me too, because I'm super obsessed with that. But I'm just gonna live it like that because it is okay for me. It is something that I have been doing for 2 years. Yes, because it is the second planner that I have. I had one before. Also, between these two planners, I had a break because I couldn't find a really like good one, because other ones they weren't the best, and I knew that I'm not gonna be able to work with them properly. So I found my current one, and right now everything is really good. About Actually, I wanted to add about my mental state, why I felt anxious and I had a lot of thoughts. It is because I have not journaled for 2 days when I had celebration and that event, because I just like went home and it was basically night. I was so depleted and I couldn't do that. So I didn't journal and it backfired. I had a lot of thoughts, but right now I journal actually a lot, because before I did like 1 page or two, but right now it's just like four, and I have even more ideas, but my hand just says me like, nope, nope, we are not gonna write anything anymore. So I'm just actually pleased with that because I have a lot of ideas and just like emotions to write down. So yeah, I'm really also grateful for that. I'm grateful for everything actually. And like exploring this universe and life in general, it is like so interesting. Just like, I don't know, everything is so interesting. I cannot even explain it. It's just like cool. And I want to read as much as possible. I want to just like do many stuff at the same time. But like, for example, I concentrated on that astronomy. I was so inspired. Yesterday I read my book while drying my hair, and I was like, oh my god, I just want to read my book, and it is basically all. So it wasn't something that I planned, because I planned like to do my courses homeworks, and it just like took a lot of time. Also, I just like had cooking and basically a lot of other stuff. I had an English lesson, and yes, I had a lot of stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't have time to read. It wasn't something that I planned. I don't think that I'm gonna let myself do that. But I actually eventually I did, because I had free time that was like planned to be my course's homework, but I have done it earlier. So it was fine. I just like allowed myself that. So I read it. It was really amazing. Oh my god, I love that book. I'm currently reading fifth book of Akadar. I cannot finish it because I don't read that much. I just like read mostly when I dry my hair. But okay, and soon I'm gonna start something new, and I'm super excited about that too. Yes, and from Midwestern also, yesterday I had English lesson, and it was with my new English teacher. I was super excited because I want to meet new people and speak to them, because I want to see how I behave in these situations. I wasn't that nervous, and it was surprisingly for me. I was like, what the hell? Why I'm not nervous? And guys, it's not okay. I know that. Um, so the lesson started. Everything was good. Everything went good, and I love the fact that she is a student in university and she studies in Europe, even though it is not country where I want to study, but it's just like interesting experience. But one moment that disappointed me, it was the fact that we chatted about university, like for some type of reason, and she said that I'm gonna meet a lot of stupid people there, and I was like, I hope that it's not gonna be like that because as I said, I'm really curious person and I want to just like meet intelligent people who are gonna match my vibe in that and just gonna be like that crazy curious like me, and we are gonna just like, I don't know, share some interesting facts and we are gonna learn together and it's just gonna be cool. We are gonna, I don't know, participate in some events that just like, I don't know, probably like some book clubs or scientific stuff. I don't know. I just like, I think that it would be interesting. But if I'm gonna meet a lot of dumb people, oh my god, guys, I right now I would say that I met a lot of dumb people. Like probably not dumb, but they have no interests. And it bothers me. It really bothers me, and nothing can be done against that because it's not my choice, basically. And yeah, but we will see. We will see. Probably just like your business major and not my AI, but we will see. We will see. I'm not sure. I cannot say anything to you because I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Not like talking about university, but which I have not been even like accepted yet. So we'll see. I told you about my anxiety over all that stuff, so I don't know. And about this English lesson, it was really entertaining. As the only thing that was also like, it's not actually the only thing. It's just like additional thing. It's just like second one that I wanted to more speak the lesson, but just she gave me reading and listening and just like some stuff that I do not normally do because I usually have speaking lessons and it is what my soul craves because it is just like talking to a therapist and just like talking about my points of views and she's just like saying or like agreeing. I don't know. I just wanted to be like that, so I said, okay, we have like speaking lessons more because I enjoy them more. So we're gonna have it, and we will see how it's gonna go because I just crave this therapy session, and I just like wanna be a therapist myself and tell about my advices to other people. But I just like do the lesson. For example, it can be like a question, like give advice or whatever. So yes, I want it like that. I just want to ramble about my life. Yes, so I think that is gonna be all for today. Just like in conclusion, I was really anxious this week. Also, I was so inspired. I love astronomy and I love being curious and study. So, yeah,